Excuse me. Let's get this started. Uh, Before we talk about Monday night's games, we're going to talk about last night's games. Okay. We'll start in Toronto. What else is new? I said this series won't last 5 games, and it's looking more and more like it as the Maple Leafs win in overtime. And I'm going to be honest with you, I have not watched a second of this series. But from looking at the highlights, it's like the Maple Leafs, as like I said, they got 5 guys. You have the core four. Now you add Matty Nyes to that group. They have a stud defense. And Stolarz has been the best off season pickup in the league. And I told you people, Toronto, I'm picking them to come out of the Eastern Conference. I'm picking them to go to the Stanley Cup. I like teams that have talent that adds a championship coach. I think in the NBA, for example, the young Trailblazers they'll have plenty of cap space next year for sure. This year they'll have some, but they're going to get some veterans out of there, get some money out. But next year they'll take another step, and they have a championship player who is evolving into a very damn good coach. Well, in Toronto, Craig Berube been to a couple of Stanley Cup Finals as a player. I think he won one as a player. He won one with the St. Louis Blues 6 years ago, and he may bring the Holy Grail back to Canada and to where it really wants to be. His home is in Toronto. We know that. So the Maple Leafs are on their way. They should win this series in 5, just like the Capitals should beat the Canadiens in 5. Speak of the Canadians, let me get to them. How great of a player is Nick Suzuki turning into? Huh? How great of a player is Suzuki turning into? Montreal down, about 8 minutes to go, 2-0 Monday night, and Lane Hudson scores. Suzuki tied it with 4 minutes to go, and then there was a mishap. Lane and Hudson, Ovi was all by himself, pokes it in. And we'll talk about Ovechkin later tonight when I come on and do the pregame show. Montreal, Washington game 2, Edmonton, LA game 2. And we'll talk about both Ovechkin and Colin McDavid in our pregame show tonight. What a job by Ovi. What a job by the Capitals. Kyle Connor, what else is new? Doing the job for the Winnipeg Jets as they go up to nothing. But I feel St. Louis will get 2 at home. I think this is going 6. And like the Florida Tampa series, whoever wins game 5 wins the series. So, but Kyle Connor does it again. It's amazing how Kyle Connor is such a go-to player yet on Team USA. That idiot Mike Sullivan didn't want to play. Maybe if you would have had him out there, maybe you would win gold instead of Sidney Crosby being Mr. Gold Medal win again. You think about that, Mike, anytime soon? Don't sign the Pittsburgh. He ain't coming anyway. You can't afford him. Man. Cal Dubas gotta get Sid and Malkin and Letang some talent so they can compete again. What a joke of a damn coach is Mike Sullivan. What this idiotic as a coach. Winnipeg up 2-0. Shifley, like Matthews, playing 200 feet on the ice, which is beautiful to see for your best players. Philip Philip Daniel scored the first goal of the night and the game winner with a minute 34 as the Kings blew a 4-0 lead. Edmonton was down 4-0 and 5-3, and you know who led the charge. And we'll talk about Connor McDavid later tonight, how great he is as a player. And it's 1-0 LA. But I can tell you something about that series right now. You listen to the Kings players, they were very shook what happened Monday night. As Melina's saying hello, she's in the building. Hello, Miss Melina. Good to see you this afternoon. Hope you're having a good day at the courthouse. When you look at the Kings locker room, they're saying, "Phew, you got away with that one." No, you didn't. Because the Oilers have woken up. And on the other locker room, what's being said is, we'll be up 3 games to 1 by 10:30 Sunday night Mountain Time. I think the Oilers have awoken, folks, and it wouldn't surprise me if Edmonton's up 3-1 Sunday night. No, for me, it'll be 12:30 in the morning. For Moss, it'll be 10:30 at night Mountain Time since he lives out in Saskatchewan. So I think the Kings are in a lot of trouble, folks. I said that Monday afternoon when I was up here doing this. I think the Kings are in a lot of trouble. I really, really do. Moss be up here tonight for the after work for the Canadians and Capitals game 2. Mr. Miami 305 will be back up here tonight. Be nice to see him. Probably for the first period or two. Then he's gonna go watch AEW. Then he'll be back in here for Edmonton, LA, which is later on. So what I said earlier so far, the Leafs should win in 5 very easily over Ottawa. I got the Leafs going all the way to the Cup final. I want to see who they play first. But I got the Leafs. I've been saying it all year long. I think the Leafs are ready to win now, big. And their fans should be excited up there and should be ready for the ride. I'm not one of these Canadian guys who fans. Like I'm a big Calgary Flame fan that hates Toronto. I don't. I don't even hate people in Canada. I get along with every Canadian I come across. There's some nice people up there. They really are. And Leafs are looking strong so far. Okay. Who else was last night? Look, Florida showed you all last night why they got the belts. They had the big three out there. Bennett scored. Chuck scored twice. I'm surprised they whipped their ass like they did, but it's not surprising that Florida's up 1-0. That's what champions do. What Florida did last night. Tampa better win tomorrow because if they don't, they're gonna come back to Tampa down 3-1. I guarantee that. So they better win tomorrow. Who else played last night? I'm gonna get into Carolina and the Devils. This Devils get swept, and we will have I believe, we will have the Canadians of 8. You gotta do it by conference. Canadians are 8. So the Canadians gonna have back to back 16 and 17 picks. Flames will have the 19th pick. I can't deal with the 19th pick. I'm not getting a franchise center there unless we trade and get a young center and we can start moving forward. But until then, Uh, I'm not even worried about the NHL draft. I'm not even doing the NBA draft. And the reason why I'm doing tomorrow's draft is because Chicago, Dallas, Miami, and San Francisco pick back to back to back to back. And I will be in this room tomorrow night. Whenever the Bears, unless Shador Sanders goes to the Raiders. If Shador Sanders goes to the Raiders, I'll pull up for Dusty. Other than that, um, I'll be up here when Chicago's ready to pick tomorrow. And I'm not doing Friday night draft. Friday night, I'm doing all NHL. Game three, thumbnails are being made now. It's both on the two fan bases. Friday night is on the greatest fans in the world, the Montreal Canadiens, the greatest franchise on the planet, not even close. I'm going to dedicate on Friday night to the Canadian fans. We'll have a fun uh, pre-game show. We'll play the Canadians fight song up here. And then Sunday night, we'll do a little Debbie Gibson out of the blue for the Edmonton Oilers fans. And I think when we do Edmonton, LA, I'll be shocked if Edmonton's not up 2-1. Because, like I said, I think the Kings are in a lot of trouble. The Oilers have woken up, folks. So we'll do that Friday night. You could come up and say it for yourself, Tony. I'll read it, but you can come up and say it. Don't let the Yankee fans hear you say that. Yankee fans can kiss my ass. That's what they can do. I live right here in Yankee country. All I have to do with Yankee fans stir up the Angels, whipping them twice in the playoffs in the 2000s. They'll stay quiet. Yankee fans can kiss my ass. That's where they can go. That's where they can go. 27, 24 in championships. And it wasn't for Derek Jeter and those guys, Montreal will still be way ahead. Give me a damn break, man. Give me a break, Tony. Give me a break about the Yankees and their sorry ass fan base.
I don't. I've noticed this the past 2 years when the Panthers play the Lightning in the playoffs. It seems like we have their number. Like we've had their number the past couple playoffs. Is it
You
that the
didn't beat
Panthers have
Tampa.
gotten better than the?
You didn't beat Tampa until last year. Before that, Tampa was whipping you. And like Matt Chachuk said,
No,
beating
since
Tampa,
I'm saying like
like
that's what I
Chachuk
mean.
said,
Like it seems like since last year, Tampa hasn't been able to beat us.
it's
Is
because
it
you
just
got
that
the
we're
belt
better
now.
than them, or they had too many injuries last year?
You have the belt now. They don't have it. You have it now. Big difference. I
I kind
think I did not see the game, but I think Tampa was shocked how easy you went in there and whipped their ass last night.
yeah. This is why as a fan, I kind of wish this this series was saved. I would rather have faced Tampa in the second round. To be honest, like it would have been more. I understand why they do it like this, but it would two to eliminating a
Tony,
good team like this doesn't feel
Tony, it
horrible.
would have been the same if all these teams who like the Tampas, the Floridas, like Big O said today, Florida doesn't take the end of the season seriously. They coast because they want to rest. They know how to win. Once you
Yeah,
know how to win, Tony, you don't care about divisions anymore. Let
yeah.
Toronto kill themselves to win it. You don't have to win it.
Do you
Let me
think
ask you
if
another
Toronto
question.
faces Florida in the second round, you think Toronto beats us?
Oh, I'm gonna leave that alone. I picked Toronto to go to the finals, but against you guys, I don't know. I think. Let me put it this way: if you
That's a
beat
team you feel
Tampa,
that.
no, I'm gonna give you an honest answer. If you beat Tampa, you should be in the finals. I don't see the other bracket of. I don't see the other bracket of Washington, Carolina beating you. I really don't.
Carolina.
I don't see it. And believe it or not, folks, I still am dumbfounded by this. Carolina is a prohibitive favorite in Vegas to win the Stanley Cup. They must see something we don't see.
What are
I'm
they smoking in Vegas? Really?
not putting my money on that.
I can't understand Washington being a favorite, but Carolina, really?
What's up,
But
Vamos? The link is in the chat if you want to come up and talk about your Panthers. I don't know what
yeah,
this is.
and
I
yeah,
don't know.
and this is where, to me, when it
Yeah.
comes to Toronto, would you say we have Toronto's number in the playoffs?
I don't know. You only beat them once. They never beat you, though. I think the difference is the fact that the NHL still don't believe in the Panthers. I totally agree with Vamos. He's right about that. I think the Panthers are the team, bro. I
In the
think the
East,
Maple Leafs, though, can beat them. But I still say that the Florida Panthers are the team to beat. They are the defending champions. The last 3 years, President Trophy, lost in the Cup final, won the Cup last year. What did that tell you?
they're getting better every year.
Exactly, you're the best team.
Yeah, no, and I think you told me this once that the reason why they hate both Tampa and Miami, Tampa and Florida specifically, is because the fact that once the cap goes up, the Eastern teams and California are not going to be able to afford to get big time free agents.
I'll let you know when Elliot Friedman do that story. He's going to do it though.
Elliot, Elliot Friedman is a I can't stand Elliot sometimes, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
love it. I love Elliot. I'm a
But
big Elliot
but
Friedman.
he
I
I think
like
he's one of these
Greg
northern boys
Hall.
that doesn't like the fact that Tampa, Dallas, or my Florida won championships,
This is what Gary Bettman wants.
and they can't. That's what I'm saying. Isn't he a no? Is Elliot Friedman from like up there, like Boston, that
He's
Boston
from
area?
Toronto. He's from Toronto.
Oh, so he's a Canadian. That
Yeah,
that explains everything.
yeah.
Canadian teams like Montreal, Toronto, and Ottawa, Toronto, like all the Canadian teams can't stand that Sunbelt teams have won a
Of course they
championship
don't.
in this decade
They can't take they don't like it because it hurts them. It really does. It hurts the big
because
city
hockey is
because
their sport.
it's not only that, Tony. It's more of a it hurts them because it shows that players rather go where there's good weather and things like that instead of going to play in traditional cities.
Yeah,
That's why it bothers them.
and this is why I'm saying I think a guy like Austin Matthews, I can see Austin Matthews going down to Tampa. To be honest,
I see him going to Salt Lake City, no
you
doubt.
don't think he would rather deal like he doesn't want to deal with the cold. Utah gets cold during the winter.
Yeah, but Utah is a lifestyle. Again, these players are human beings, Tony.
Uh, he doesn't
They,
want everybody fans on top
they,
of him
they're young men with plenty of money, and they do have luxuries offside the ice, Tony. These people are humans. They're gonna go where the weather is nice or what fits them.
Is that
Matthews is
why
a
American
lifestyle
players,
guy.
hockey players, don't like playing in Canada because the fans are on
Exactly,
top of them all the time?
exactly.
Are
Obama said the Panthers' current roster is Canadian. That's true. He's right about that. But Tony, would you? Let me ask you a question.
yeah,
Let's say you're one of the best players in hockey. You're a
hmm
superstar, but your whole career is spent in Toronto. The next chance you get, wouldn't you want to go home to South Florida or to Tampa where there's no taxes and you're going to get probably a
yeah. I
hundred?
would rather go to places like Dallas, Florida,
Exactly.
Tampa,
Exactly. Vegas. Exactly. Exactly.
and this is honestly, I think that's why even they hated Vegas winning the championship too.
Yep. That's why they call Vegas the evil empire.
They're gonna hate it when Utah wins one too.
Yes, they will. It's only three
Did they hate
percent tax
what
in Utah.
when Vegas when LA won their championships? Did those teams hate Vegas, Los Angeles?
Did the media? No, they loved it because it was LA. They
No, I'm
loved
talking about the Canadian, like
No,
the
no, no,
hockey fans.
they liked it because it's LA. They like everybody liked when LA won. Plus, they beat the Blackhawks twice to
Oh,
get to the Stanley Cup to win their Stanley Cup. So if you beat the best team, which they did twice, you earn instant respect. That's why Anze Kopitar and Drew Doughty are so highly respected in the NHL because they beat that Blackhawk dynasty.
but it's weird. We do when it comes to the greatest centers of this era. You don't talk about Anze Kopitar. Why is that? Is it because of Sydney and Stamkos,
It's because of Sidney, Stamkos, Patrick
Connor
Kane.
McDavid,
No, not Patrick Kane. No, David didn't win anything.
Jonathan Taves?
There you go, Jonathan Tays, Sid the Kid, because he won two in the 2010s.
Oh,
Yeah, you here to make a good point there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what I, to me, I'm not a big fan. Sid the Kid to me is too flashy. To be
I
honest,
think I think Sid Crosby is too plain. He's not an exciting hockey player. He's not.
in terms of playing style.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, my mistake. Would you say that's more of a what is it called?
Kucherov
More
is exciting.
Stamkos, Steven?
Stamkos was more. He's a sniper. Stamkos.
Yeah, no,
He's
that's
like
what I'm saying. Would you say he's more flashy compared to
yes,
Sid the
yes.
Kid?
Leon Draisaitl. Yeah, those guys. Yeah. Patrick
Yeah, no,
Kane.
and this is why, and this is well, I see. I gravitate more towards guys like in Anze Kopitar when it comes to hockey because I think it's there are better they're they're not elite at one thing, but they're good at everything overall.
Yes.
I'm I like Stamkos, but uh, he was never a great defender.
No.
Like, huh? Right?
Yeah,
Do
you're
you
right.
agree with me?
I
Stamkos and
agree.
Crosby weren't really great defender. Like they weren't good on both sides of the ice. They were one dimensional.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. Yo,
McDavid is
Mace,
too.
let me read this and then we can continue. Yo, Mace, when I seen the Panthers up by 4 goals, I said to myself, Mace, bright, fresh legs, dominate. Yeah, you're damn right. Thank you, Ramos. Ramos been listening to me lately. Yes. When you
Yeah.
have fresh legs, wait till Ekblad gets back. When is game 3 of this series?
That's Saturday, I think.
Yeah, wait Saturday when Ekblad gets back.
Are series for the NHL every 2 days or every 3 days
It
usually?
depends on the marquee. Florida's going to be every 2 days because they started last.
Okay. They're not a marquee with Tampa.
Yeah, neither of them don't get their respect. I do agree with Ramos.
Yeah, like and you said it all the time. Northern Toronto, like Canada, and the teams like Boston can't stand that Florida, Vegas, uh,
Florida,
even
Vegas,
Dallas, Tampa.
Tampa, Dallas, that they've been winning. You're right about that. Another excellent point by you, Tony.
But
Excellent.
they
LA
respected
winning.
LA
No, they didn't
because
like LA either. Trust me, they didn't like LA winning.
Boston or New
Yeah,
York,
they didn't like from Boston. They didn't like LA winning.
even though they beat the best team in Chicago.
They give respect for that, but like the Kings winning because he's so used to a franchise losing so long, it shocked everybody. But they got it done. I'm looking at my Kings jersey right now as you talking. Yeah, the Kings got it done. You could be like Ramos, and Ramos is setting up his money right now. He's gonna get him a Panthers jersey at Pantherland. You gonna do the same, Tony?
Yeah, yeah.
Your
Do you
Barkov?
think? Yeah, Barkov and to me, I've been
Yeah,
uh, a guy. I'm reading reports that Marner might come down to Tampa.
I can see that. I think it depends on how far Toronto goes. If
If
Toronto gets to the cup, I think he stays. I think if Toronto loses to you guys in the next round, I think he leaves.
oh, we face them in the second round or the
Yeah, you face him in the next round if you both win. You face him in the next round.
yeah, and you say you don't think Washington or Carolina can beat Florida.
No, I think Florida will beat Washington, yes, or Carolina, yeah, yeah. Moss said that
Who is the
before.
toughest matchup on in the West for Florida? You think?
Colorado.
You think we can beat the number one team?
Winnipeg is the version of you in the West. It's like a mirror image. Winnipeg got more stars than you do, but I don't know facing a team like yours that knows how to win championships. You guys got the experience Winnipeg does.
So
You'll
Colorado,
be in
that would be a honestly. I'm sticking to
yeah,
my guns. It's gonna be Colorado and Florida in the Stanley Cup. To be
rematch
honest,
like 29 years ago. Rematch
how
of
about the third team in the West, Dallas?
you'll beat Dallas. I set up for both channels tomorrow, mates, and Moss NFL Draft. If you want a different TN, mates, then send me one that WhatsApp, and I will change it. All right, I'll send you my thumbnail later, Moss. You got it for tomorrow night's draft. Uh,
We already have.
Austin,
We beat Edmonton's.
I don't think. I
The
just
Kings
think.
maybe because they had the experience.
I think Colorado will give you a problem. I think you guys will be up for Vegas. You guys will be ready for Vegas if that's the rematch.
Um, I was gonna say LA because they had the experience at with
No, no, no. You
Kopitar
beat
and Dowdy.
bro. You'll beat LA.
Even though they have Dowdy and Kopitar,
And you got Barkov and Shachuk. You the champions right now. They were the champions 11 years ago, Tony. It's a big difference.
but
It's,
you said
it's
Winnipeg is the mirror image of Florida that they won the President's Cup,
yeah.
and you think they're gonna get eliminated in the first round?
Do I think Winnipeg?
Yeah, do you think they're gonna be the like most President's Cup teams
No, they're
that
gonna win this. I think Winnipeg wins their series. I think Winnipeg can beat Colorado. I think the question for Winnipeg is if they get to the Cup Finals. If you guys are there, they're going to lose. They're not going to beat you. Yo,
if it's a
Mark,
tan
I'm doing a
if
Friday night on my channel. I'm doing only hockey Friday night. I don't give a damn about the draft Friday night if Chris Greer doesn't get the Dolphins a third round pick. Okay? I don't want to hear about it. Dolphins need a higher third round pick. Do you agree with that, Tony?
yes, I've been saying this. I think, but Greer, knowing him, he's not gonna trade down. He wants to stick there.
Well, then that's
But
why
if
Friday
like
night.
I said, if Shador and Jackson Dart are there, and a team like Pittsburgh offers us, they don't have a second round pick. We don't need. I don't know why people want a second round pick. I would rather get a third round pick. It would cost less. Like they're gonna if we ask a team for a second round pick, like if we trade with a team like Pittsburgh who needs a quarterback or San Diego who needs a tight end, if Tyler Warren is there, which I don't think Tyler Warren is there, they would trade up to get Colston Loveland. We get a third round pick. I would rather get a third round pick because it's it's more realistic. Asking for a second round pick is way too much, in my honest opinion. some of our fans, like you said, some of our fans are unrealistic.
Of course, that's why I don't pay attention to him.
Yeah, yeah, and let's. I I don't have faith with Breer with the draft, to be honest.
I think a lot of us don't buy into what he does. I hate to say that about him, but it's like I've been saying all along.
And this is where I've been saying, I hope this guy takes full power, Josiah, soon, so he can clear out this front office and and the coaching staff.
That would be nice. I would agree with that. That would be very, very nice. I would agree
But
with
but let's get back to what is it called?
NHL playoffs. Yes.
The most important thing, hockey, right now. Um, what I was saying was, uh, we have Edmonton's number. I don't think Edmonton has a chance against us. I think they would get lucky to beat. I think they would be lucky if they even beat at Winnipeg, if they make it to the conference final. To
Tony,
be
you're
honest,
underestimating, and this is what I'm going to talk about tonight when I do the games tonight. You're underestimating how great the Oilers were. Monday night, I went to bed on Moss. Drysdale just scored. It was 4-1 at the end of two. The Kings was dominating that game. Third period, McDavid took over, tied that game at 5-5 with 2 minutes left in the game. Down 4-0 and 5-3. And if it wasn't for a lucky shot by Felipe Daniel, Oilers would have made one of the great comebacks ever. That's
oh
what superstar power is, Manzano. That's what megastars do.
yeah, no,
Ovechkin,
but you understand when you have to rely on your two top superstars way too much, and you don't have depth in the scoring. You, what else? Like if the team shut if team shut down McDavid and Drysdale, I don't think they have a chance.
LA did it for two periods Monday night, and what ended up happening?
The,
This is what I'm trying to tell you. When you
yeah,
have
they
players
took over
like Connor,
the third period. Yeah,
when you have players like Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, um, uh, Mitch Marner,
Austin Matthews.
no, I don't put Matthews in that category.
You don't consider Matthews a superstar?
He is, but he hasn't done much where you want to see it. I'm talking about guys when you watch the big superstar players, when you see them play in the playoffs, they do it. Uh, McKinnon, McCarr. When you have players like that, Tony, they're going to come through big for you. That's why they
Would you
make
say
them look.
Kachuk is like that?
No, I don't put Chuck in that. I would put Brad Marchand in that category, or Reinhardt in that category, Barkov in that category.
But Kachuk is not that. Like
No, he's like he comes up big, but he's a
it's not
different player.
consistent.
No, he's just different. He's different.
He's like me and you said. He's basically his father. His father was a great playoff performer, but it wasn't a guy you would count on to like a good
I think
playoff
Brady.
performer.
I think Brady's more like his father. Remember, this is Brady's first playoff, so he's learning. Matt has
No,
been in the playoffs since he's
no,
come
I'm
in the
talking
league.
about Matt Kachuk. Matt.
No, I'm saying Matt is a little bit like his father, but he's not Brady.
Yeah. When you look at
Brady's
Matt,
good.
who like you say Brady's more like his dad. When you look at the way Matt plays, who like is he? Who do you see more of him? Like the way he plays.
I told you this when the trade happened. He's another Jerome McGinley.
Oh, he's Jerome.
Yeah, I told you that when the trade happened.
Wow, that
It's a
that's a.
power forward that kicks ass when you need him to do
I
it. He
was gonna
does.
say Danny Heatley.
Nah, you don't want to be there now.
You like Danny, but no.
Whoa. Hold up a second. Moss, Patrick Ward got complete control of the Islanders? Wow. That was rumored too, but the Islanders didn't want to go out of house. Tampa Bay needs to get it together quick or bad pick, Moss. Yeah, me too. I lose my money too. But like I said, as a fan, I have no rooting interest in these games except the Canadians. Those are the only team I want to see do well. And the Kings. The other teams, I don't care. Florida, they get back to the finals. I know Patrick was in the owner's ear. I heard that yesterday here. But yeah,
Why did
I'm telling you, if you
so
win
he's
tomorrow,
basically the GM now? In
it's looking like that. Yeah, Tony, if Panthers win tomorrow, the series is over, bro.
huh?
I'm serious. If the Panthers win tomorrow night, this series is done.
You don't think
No,
you don't oh so you don't think Tampa can win the two games in
Miami, no,
Florida
no. I
in
don't think they
Sunrise?
can win. I don't think they win two games in Sunrise. No, the series is over. I think what will happen is Florida will go up three
I think
one.
these teams.
They'll
Would
give
you say they're
Tampa the
carbon
last
copies of
home
each
game.
other?
Say again.
Would you say
Yeah.
Tampa and like in the East, Florida and Tampa are the carbon copies of each other?
No, Tampa got more talent. It's something that I told you again. I'm gonna say it again. The the Panthers are built and built Tory's vision. They're like the Islanders. They could beat you any way you want to play them. They're gritty. I don't think Tampa is as gritty as you.
Tampa would be like the high powered Russian the red
Tampa will be like Detroit. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
the Detroit of the 2000s with the red army basically.
Yes, yes, yes,
Because I see a lot when I see Kucherov, I see a lot of Fedorov kind of.
yes,
Is that a good comparison?
yes, it is.
Or Nikita, the other Russian guy, Fetisov.
No, Fetisov was a defenseman, man. Zana.
Who's the other Russian guy that was a forward on that team?
He's a little bit like Mogilny. Kucherov. People don't realize how great Alexander Mogilny was.
And that's
Also,
why Alex Ovechkin puts him on such a high pedestal.
so does Malkin. Malkin loves Mogilny. That's his guy. Malkin loves
is that is that um is that our boy Kovalchuk's idol too?
Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk loved uh, Ilya loved Fedorov.
Yeah, they're not the same guy.
No,
Personality wise, of course.
so does Ovechkin. Ovechkin loved Fedorov too. That's his guy, Fedorov.
Is there anybody you can say in the league that reminds you of Peter Bondra?
That's a good question. Who beat today's Bondra?
The kid in Minnesota?
No, Bondra. Bondra's not Russian. Bondra. I'm gonna go. I know this is gonna be hard for you to believe. Moss, would you say our boy in Edmonton is like Bondra? Drysaddle is like Bondra. Drysaddle.
Hi, Miss Molina.
Drysaddle is like it's like what's his face?
No, I'm saying playing style.
I'm
That's why
telling
I
you,
asked about.
Drysaddle.
I say dry saddle. I understand dry saddle. I have a good one too. Maybe McKinnon
Nah, Drysaddle.
is a better. When you look at McKinnon,
McKinnon of who would be Moss? Who would be today's McKinnon? Mark Messier? Mark Messier.
I was just saying maybe Montano,
No, Mark Messier.
Mark Messier.
Modano don't play with power. Mark Messier did. Abs, Cavs, Stars, and Abs. I'll give you update Stars at Abs tonight. I'm doing Canadians and Oilers, of course. No, I'm gonna be on late night. Yeah, you could put a late night screen, Moss, but I'm gonna be on late night tonight.
Yeah. Sasky
That's
Gooner
Moss. That's
says
good. That's Moss.
Bondra can score, was a sniper and assist guy.
Hi guys.
Hello, Miss Molina.
Hi Uncle Mike. Hi Tony.
Hey, Miss Molina.
Well guys, the Leafs are gonna sweep the Senators.
Honestly, I think this series goes 7 games.
I'm gonna
Huh?
leave this place alone. You could talk to it with
What?
Tony. I am sticking to what I'm sticking with. I don't
To-
worry about this.
Tony, you're being delusional.
No, no. The reason why I don't know what it is. There's certain things in Toronto that I like outside of
Oh
Marner,
come
like
on, Tony. You're talking out of your ass.
outside of Marner and Toronto has the same issue that Edmonton
Tavares
has.
stepping up. Nylander stepping up.
No, no. What I'm saying your top six, like outside of those three guys, you guys don't have depth in scoring. If those guys,
Even Diaz stepped up.
yeah, no,
Heck,
but what I'm saying
even
is you
Riley
guys are
stepped
sort of
up.
like Edmonton in a sense where
Oh
you
come
rely
on,
too much
Tony.
on two to three players, and if those guys get shut down, who else scores? Like,
Nah,
who can you rely on scoring?
Toronto's going all the way, Tony. Whether you like it or not,
I
it's
don't
gonna
Tony,
think
be
know
our
so.
what you should do
worst.
right now? Tony, know what you should do right now? Bet her right now, because you'll probably play her next round.
Yeah, it'll be you guys next round.
Yeah, I don't. I think we have your number, Miss Molina. I
Yeah,
think you
big.
guys are
I
not
know you
physical
guys.
enough to handle Florida.
I know you
Uh,
have our number. It's either Florida, either we get you guys Panthers or we get Lightning. It's Florida either way.
yeah, and I don't think you guys are physical. Like, I don't think Toronto is physical enough to handle the beating that either
So
Florida
you
team
guys
is.
have our number like Bruins, but Tampa we beat a lot this season. Every game this season we won.
Oh, you swept Tampa,
Yeah, we won.
and honestly, like, I'm sticking to my. I've said this, Miss Molina. I'm
Who do you
sticking
have in the finals in their bracket?
in the Stanley Cup. I have
Yeah.
Colorado and Florida.
What? I had said Colorado Leafs.
Either Colorado or well, it's
Ottawa
either
next round.
Colorado and Florida or Winnipeg and Florida.
Hold on. So who do you think you're getting next round? Us or the Senators?
Uh, uh, I'm saying it goes 7, but we still face Toronto in the second round.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Marchand. Oh man,
When you saw that, like
stupid
you're probably
Marchand.
happy he was in Boston, left Boston, but you're like, oh my god, we have to deal with him again.
Yeah, Marchand.
Do you ever
Uncle
watch
Miss, you doing the draft tomorrow?
Hey, Miss
Yes,
Molina,
I'm
do you
gonna be
ever
on
watch that
the
Toronto
draft.
hockey channel called SPDN?
Yes, I watch that on YouTube all the time.
Yeah. The,
He's
did you
funny,
see when they
Tony.
reacted to the Marchand trade?
Yeah, he's funny, Tony.
Do you ever watch them on Mace?
Yes, once in a while. I watch them.
He's good
I watch
on
my
game
team.
days.
I watch my team though. I watch my
Hey,
team.
guess what, guys? So 305 was around tonight in Moss's chat room late last night.
Yeah, he'll be up here tonight.
Are we doing Byfield tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing Kings tonight.
Oh,
And the
hey, Miss
pregame
Molina, did you see your Toronto soccer team is trying to get Kevin De Bruyne?
The Toronto
Tony,
soccer team needs a lot of work, Tony.
Tony, this is hockey right now.
No, but she's a overall Toronto fan, so I wasn't. I was just wondering if she saw that.
Yeah, game 1 was crazy. Ramos was shaking his head at Tony, bringing up soccer, and we're talking hockey players. Yeah, so we'll be back. We'll be on tonight.
Who
I'm looking forward
if
to
it's if it's Winnipeg in the
What's
Stanley
what's
Cup
the
Finals
early
versus
game
Florida?
tonight? What's the early game tonight? Montreal
Montreal, of course, is always first in here. Yes, that'll be six
first game.
thirty, and we'll talk about these two phenomenal players tonight in the pregame show. This is the thumbnail. They are what legends are made of.
Man,
What
he's quality, man. This guy, he just gets better with age, Ovechkin.
Oh yes, he's in the Ovechkin camp. I'm talking more about Connor McDavid's camp. What a performance! Down 4-0. End of the second period. I told Moss I'm tired. I'm going
Oh,
to
come
sleep.
on, Uncle Mace. Ovi in
And
overtime, game
we
winner.
will celebrate both of these guys later tonight, especially Connor McDavid. And like I said it on Monday when I was up here Monday afternoon. I'm saying it now. Of all these teams who are supposed to be the favorite, the Kings are in a lot of trouble because the Oilers have awoken. That is like I said. You look at the team. They look at Moss going crazy over McJesus.
McJesus, he met him in in England, I think.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find out. Like I'm still trying to figure out why Vegas has Carolina as the favorite to win the East. I'm
No,
still
not the
trying to
Um,
East.
figure.
They win the
I
Stanley
have,
Cup.
I have, I have Carolina. No, who do I have?
No, we're talking the Stanley Cup. They expect Carolina to be
Oh, oh
champions.
no, I don't. I have the Leafs still in it.
Yeah, no. But Vegas has Carolina winning. I'm trying to figure out what they see.
Uncle Mace, did you do an NHL bracket?
No, all I did was bet my money on Vegas, who I like. Last year I picked Tampa and Colorado.
You got Vegas to win the Stanley Cup.
No, I ain't touching that team. I don't know what team it's gonna be. I'm going with Colorado, and I cannot stand the Avalanche, by the way.
Yeah, I think Colorado's going all the way to the final.
But that team right there on the left, I mean on the right,
How long has it been? 30 years since the Canadians.
33 years for Canadian teams. That guy on the right, what he did Monday night, willing his team back down 4-0. Oh, we're gonna
Come
celebrate
back.
McDavid in the pregame show. And I know Moss is gonna love every minute. of it. Look at Moss calling him McJesus.
305, but he probably, what, have home ice?
305, he'll have his night Friday night before he go watches his dumb what's that?
SmackDown.
Yeah, before he watches his stupid SmackDown. We'll give him something nice on Friday night because
Is that
the thumbnail is gonna be the Canadian fans.
is the guy on the furthest left? Is that McKinnon?
The
Mace?
furthest left, that is Kyle Connor, who every goal he scores, him and Mitch Marner, the catch register is going cha-ching for teams that want them both.
Connors, I can see him going to Utah.
Nah, I think Kyle's going to the best American team ready to compete for a championship. That's where he's going.
Tampa,
Steve
Florida.
Berube has us playing good hockey, man.
I think I could have sworn I said that when they signed him, right, Moss? Me and you talked about a couple years.
Yes.
I think I was the one who said that a year ago. Well,
Yeah,
he was
Yeah,
interested.
Moss and Mace call it.
It's
yeah,
more.
but it seems like Berube when he gets put up against a good coach, he gets out coached for some reason. He doesn't like coach that
So
well.
Tony, if that is the fact, how come he's won a Stanley Cup in all places, St. Louis? If he's
Luck.
such a bad coach, Tony, how come he won in St. Louis and won Game 7 in Boston? Ask Moss, he knows.
I don't want to bring that bad memory from Moss.
What that tell you is the man knows how to coach, he knows how to win, and more importantly, something I said back when they hired him, he was going to put his foot up their asses, and he has. And I have not watched not a second of these two Maple Leaf games, but I've seen the highlights. All I see happening is Maple Leafs players knocking Chuck and that soft ass Stutzler on their ass every time you look up.
I'm honestly, I think if Toronto eliminates Ottawa, he's gone from Ottawa. Brady,
I see. I can say it now. This series is over. It's over.
and he
Moss
ends up
thinks
going to
that
Tampa.
Ottawa thinks that. I mean, Moss thinks Ottawa is going to get 2 games out of this. No way. This series
Wait,
is over.
you think the series is over already?
Shit. This series was over Sunday night when the Leafs pushed them around like they bullied them around. Series is done.
Guys, that game was life changing for me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you
But
was
do you think? I have a question. Do you think Toronto's able to do that to a team like Florida or Tampa?
Well, Tony, all I'm
Tampa,
gonna say
yes.
is
Tampa, yes, because like Melina said, they own Tampa this year. Yes. Florida, I don't know.
Tampa. I mean, the Tony. All I'm gonna say is, if we somehow manage to beat Florida too, there's no reason why we can't go all the way if we beat the best of the best like Florida.
Melina, you should have heard me when I started this show this afternoon. What I said, I
I
said,
know I was watching the stupid soccer and I missed.
I said that the Leafs, if they win the next round, they will be in the Cup final. The question is who they're playing.
Yeah, it's looking like Colorado.
But
My
Ruby,
nickname for Connor is the Red Rocket.
yeah, he's good. Kyle Connor is really.
McDavid, McJesus.
He's right.
Man, Matthew Kachuk, man, yesterday, what the hell?
I missed that yesterday. But Ruby made these new generation Leafs grow up exactly, Moss. That's what I knew was going to happen.
It's
Whoever takes out
Moss's,
the Panthers wins the East. I told you.
it's Moss's birthday next month. I think in June, 2 months from now. Summer
Hmm,
birthday.
okay. Is this stupid soccer coming to the United States this summer again?
Yes, preseason.
Oh God.
What's wrong with that, Uncle Face?
Leave that alone. I tell you this. I tell you this. My man hit me up and showed me how soccer jerseys really look like. Soccer jerseys are sweet.
You
That's why
like
that's why I put them third. You can put them first if you want, but you know
hockey
hockey
first.
goes number one. Moss,
Go
Hockey first.
Vamonos.
Ramos keeps saying what's up to you, Moss. I mean, Tony.
Yeah, what's up,
Hi,
Vamonos?
vamos. Hi,
Vamonos.
Canes. His Panthers, Tony's Panthers. We were
That's his
looking for you
Panthers too.
yesterday, Tony.
That Ramos
Moss
is
did the
Panthers
Panthers
too.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Ramos.
I saw the highlights. I honestly, I didn't expect what's his name uh him to score those 2 goals right away
The
as
Chuck.
soon as he got on the ice.
Yeah, man, these
Matthew
guys are.
Kachuk, man. What? Brady got a penalty and Matthew does that. These two brothers are.
Like I told Tony when the trade happened, then me and Tony was up here. We was the only ones who said Florida won that trade. Everybody else said the Flames won. I said, hell, smoke. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
When I heard that, I'm like, what are these people smoking?
Uncle Mace, on Sunday, guys, they were chanting Brady sucks. We were chanting Brady sucks at the Leafs ACC.
All right, Vamos to put it out there. The Panthers will repeat as champions. Book it.
No, honestly,
We need a
Vamonos,
new winner, guys. Come on.
I'm a Panthers fan like you. I don't. I think we struggle with Colorado.
I'll just say this.
If it's Winnipeg, I think we sweep Winnipeg. To be
What?
honest,
You,
Sweep? Are
you,
you crazy, Tony?
you won't sweep Winnipeg, but you'll beat Winnipeg. Winnipeg is better
You
than you
won't
think.
sweep him, Tony. Come on. Come
the
back down to earth, Tony. What are you on?
no, Miss Molino. The reason why I feel that is because
Tony, sweep.
the reason why I'm saying that is because Winnipeg is like Florida like a couple years ago. We were a young team that was
Yeah, now
ahead
you
of
got
our skis a
experience.
little bit.
Yeah.
Keith is going to beat some Leaf fans up. I was starting to think. He's talking about Keith the Chuck, the father of both Maddie and Brady, in the stands. Like I was. Hey, speaking of that, did you guys see The Leaf fan who poured beer on the Ottawa fan and then lunged into him into the stands. And they tumbled down the stands Sunday night. Did you catch that video?
I saw that. What happened?
I don't know, but the Leaf fan threw like two beers in this man's face and then lunged at him, and they both tumbled down a couple of staircases. No joke.
And did it? Was there any injuries?
I
Did they
don't
say?
know. I just know they showed that part. It was
Did, does is are hockey games as crazy as what you see with like so, some soccer games in Europe where
Melina
there's
can answer
always an
that.
injury?
Melina can answer that. She's been going to the games. Go ahead. Melina's on mute. She can
What'd you
answer.
say, Tony?
Like you've been to hockey games live specifically and soccer games. Are hockey games as like are fans as like aggressive where
In
it's
soccer,
Are
there's
there,
a
as like hockey?
there hooligans, NHL fans? Are there hooligans like? That's what he's asking.
Yeah, in soccer, big time, but not much in London. Mostly in,
No,
I'd
no,
say,
Tweety,
Italy.
hockey fans. Are there hooligans? That's what he's
Yeah,
asking.
like
there
that
are.
where
There are.
Give your answer. Yes. Yeah, you know why I know this? Because whenever my team plays, let's say somebody like Montreal or Toronto, they get into it. Vancouver, they get into it. Yeah, they fight. The fans fight. Yeah, they get into it. Yeah, it's like in the NBA when we play Utah in the playoffs. Let's say Blazers Jazz. There's fights in the stands between Utah fans and Portland fans. Yeah, they go at because we're so close to each other, proximity. Yeah, Luke Morrison was saying this is why North American fans should separate seating. Okay. If you mix soccer fans together, there would be fights all the time in the stands. Yes, urine balloons and all. I know the stories following Manchester United all the years. Manzano, the Panthers have no excuse but to repeat. They have all the pieces and coaching. So no excuse, bro. Get it done. Let's go, Panthers. That's
yeah,
it.
no, I'm saying I understand what you're saying, Bombnos, but what I'm saying, if we face a Colorado, they're they're even with us, and I feel that they're just a little bit better because of what May said. They have a guy who can take over a game late in the game like a McKinnon. I like the Panthers, but we don't really have
You
a
don't have that
superstar.
player. You're absolutely correct. You don't. Winnipeg does, by the way. Kyle Connors in that fun. We can beat Colorado. Ramos is telling you. Have fans through things at Moss being in fifth person again.
Who's Sasky Gooner? Is that Moss too?
Yeah, it's Moss. Yeah, two superstar Avs, McKinnon and McCarr. Yes, and
That's
Marty Nelson.
that's the account he uses to chat in live chats. But his channel is Smart Sports World.
Yeah,
And
no, because I've seen Moss and Sasky Gooner on in the same chat, so I wasn't sure if that was two separate people.
and Nekis is playing very well for Colorado. We'll see,
I
Tony.
like Martin, honestly.
This is why, Tony. I when my team is not involved, I enjoy the games because I really have no rooting interest. Montreal, for example, I'll be rooting for them tonight, and as far as they go, but I know the Canadians ain't going far. They're too young. Like I said, if they win tonight, they'll lose in six. If they lose tonight, they'll win Friday night because that city's been waiting for them, and they'll lose in five.
Wait, who's
Canadians are
Montreal
not ready
facing
yet.
again?
Say it again.
Who's Montreal going up against?
Washington.
It, if Montreal upsets Washington, how crazy would that be?
It would be crazy.
A young team like that making the playoffs through.
Look at this. Moss is saying the same thing I'm saying. Yeah, agree, mates. I am enjoying this with Bruins and I always anxious. Yeah. Moss for the first time in nearly 20 years is not in the playoffs. It's Bruins, so he's enjoying it as a hockey fan. Like I'm not one of these guys go for yeah, Tampa, yeah, Florida. No, I'm enjoying the games.
Yeah, this is why I'm so anxious. Like once the Panthers like The Panthers are going to be in the playoffs every year the next
Probably
20
5 or 6 years.
the next decade.
I don't know about the next decade. I think you already. This is year 5 of the Panthers as this group is together now. I'm talking about Ekblad, Barkov.
Ekblad goes to free agency.
I agree with that. That's why they got Seth Jones for the next 6 years.
Yeah,
Manziel, I
and
understand where you're
I
coming
like
from.
Ekblad, but I prefer Seth. I like Seth Jones actually a lot better, to be honest.
My mother does, but she's not rooting for the Panthers. Mom is staying with her Blackhawks. You're coming from, but the Panthers are built to win. Were built to win championships and playoff games and win consistently. Yep, Vamos is right.
Can you, do the Panthers have enough cap room? You think to get a Kyle Connors?
Yeah, they do. Yes.
If we let a Bennett go and stuff like that, Bennett or
If
not
you
Bennett,
can, you let Bennett
Reinhardt.
go. You can pick any player you want.
No,
If you
I'm
let
saying
Bennett,
uh, because we have two massive deals on our
yeah,
we
but
have
Tony,
three massive deals actually.
the salary cap goes up. It's gonna go up more next summer, and then summer of 27, the salary cap is gonna be astronomical, bro. You're
That would
gonna
be
have
unfair.
to.
That would be unfair if Florida gets Kyle Connor.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy if you're a team like Montreal, Calgary. You get rid of your dead weight and you save all that cap space. You'll probably have 100 million cap space in 2 years, and you just keep that money and sign your own young superstars. It's a brilliant move. While you're the Rangers and a team like the Kings, gonna be tough.
Yes, Sunbelt teams are going to be getting all the top free agents.
I totally agree with that. I totally
I
agree.
know Boston fans hate to hear that. No one wants to. No,
People want
no
to go play in Boston, Tony, because it's an easy place for players. It's a destination because the Bruins do things the right way.
or my mistake, New York with the
The
Rangers.
Rangers are a problem, yes. That's a problem. That's a major problem.
Yeah, I agree with you, Vominos, that we're built for the playoffs, but that team, that te- I like I said, I favor the Panthers, but I think realistically there's the Colorado Avalanche have two guys on their team that can take over in the late third quarter. I I maybe Marchand, but he's more of a defensive. He can shut down those guys, but I don't think he's gonna be. You're not gonna rely on Marchand for the scoring. Am I
Oh, yes,
correct,
you
Mace?
are. Oh, what are you talking about? Don't get Moss upset in that chat room. Yes, you do. What do you think Marshawn is famous for? Clutch goals in the playoffs.
Oh no, my mistake. A guy like my I meant to say Kachuk, Matthew Kachuk.
You can trust your Chuck. He's money, but he's not like superstar money. But he's money in the playoffs. He proved it the last since he's been to Florida.
Where do you have Barkov in the superstar rankings, Mace?
Uh, he's up there, no question. He's definitely top 15,
He's an
top 20.
underrated superstar because of
Yes, he
guys like
is
Connor.
very underrated. Yes, you're absolutely correct about that. Right on there.
Because he's not like you said, he's not going to be giving you 50, 60 goals a year.
Yep, you're right.
He's going to be one of these guys that's going to give you maybe 30 to 40, but not like
Yeah,
and
you're right, Tony.
he's a he's these two-way players that are not going to give you a ton of goals basically.
But Hagee, Reinhardt, Kachuk, and Marchand, all big game players. Big goals, Florida, geez. How will I discount them? That's at you, Tony, what Moss just said. That's at you.
Yeah. Uh Verhage, like, are we gonna lose Verhage this offseason? This
No,
Moss?
Verhagen is signed. He's not a free agent. Ekblad's a free agent.
I thought we're losing one of our big forwards. Is it Reinhardt or Bennett or someone?
You lose Bennett. Bennett.
And if we replace him with Connor, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. You don't care. You're fine. Yeah, yeah, you're right about that one.
And that would be a scary first line. Bennett, is it going to be Verhage, Connor, and Barkov?
Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. The first line is Reinhardt, Barkov, and Verhaeghe. The second line is Bennett, Marchand, and Tuchuk. They call them the rat line.
Where would you put like if you saw him play in his prime? Where what team would a guy like a prime Russian Rocket be good on?
In today's NHL,
Yeah,
Burry, the Oilers. Not even a question. The Oilers.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say maybe Florida.
Him, McDavid, and Drysdale. Oh my gosh.
How about him with the Panthers with Barkov,
It would be good, but you gotta
or him with
understand something.
McKinnon in Colorado?
That would be scary too. But I look more Edmonton, the Oilers,
What
and
old school
Toronto.
player
I
would
went
fit with the
Toronto
Panthers
too.
the best?
He'll be good in Toronto also.
What
Rocky,
old school like a prime old school player would fit with the Panthers the best?
Mark Messier.
Mark Messier.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
I would say Madonna maybe.
McDonald wasn't a great two-way player. In Florida, you gotta play all the way.
Oh, my mistake. Was Tamu a good two-way player?
No, but Tamer
Or
would be good in Florida though. He would be perfect in Florida. Yes.
or I got one better. The guy who played for Toronto in the '90s. I forgot his name. Uh,
Doug Gilmore.
huh?
Doug Gilmore. Wendell Clark.
No, not Gilmore. He was a foreign player.
Sundin.
Yes, Matt Sundin
Yeah, that's Molina's guy, Matt Sundin.
or Joe Newendike.
Well, Newendike was more Cali. You know, one thing about Joe Newendike, and I didn't realize this till I looked at his numbers. I shake my head how the Flames couldn't afford to pay those guys. And this is going to happen again, Tony. Revisionist history, what happened in the '90s,
Yeah,
is going to happen now, beginning next year when the cap goes way up. Where you're going to see good young teams not be able to afford their players anymore. It's going to be a sad look. Sam Bennett is affordable. I don't see the Panthers letting him go. Yeah, Ramos, you say that. But I remember a year ago when you said the Panthers going to re-sign all their guys, and I told you these hockey players go where the money is. Sam Bennett's definitely going where the money is. I know him. My team drafted him a decade ago. He's going where the money is.
yeah. And this is and Vamos. This is why I'm saying I think a guy like a team like Florida, a franchise like Florida, is not going to cave to a player.
Exactly. You're right.
They're not like the Dolphins. They're not
Exactly.
incompetent.
Exactly. And number
And this
here
is
ago.
why I think a guy like I think a guy like Kyle Connor would actually take less to win with a team like Tampa or Florida, a team like Florida or Dallas, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right. Would you trade Sam Bennett for Kyle Connor right now,
Yes,
man?
I would.
I
Yeah, I
would.
would.
I would too. He'll get 50 goals with him and Reinhardt will get over 50 together in Florida.
What was the last comment like in the modern era, not like in the uh like in the 2000s from late like 99 to 2010, like around this time, what was the last duo of players to have over 50 goals in the same season?
Wow.
It had to be one of the Colorado teams.
Okay, maybe it's McDavid and Drysdale.
Not not back to back seasons in the same season.
Yeah, let me take a look.
Because I thought one of the Colorado teams with what Sakic and stuff like that had players, two players with 50 40 plus goals or 50 plus goals on either the same line or on the same team overall.
I don't think it was Colorado.
Yeah, Mace Moss, I agree with you. A guy like Bennett would probably go to a Utah where he's gonna get a ton of money. But I think you're right. It's probably Drysdale and McDavid.
I'll let you know right now. It was the Capitals. I'll give you the answer right now.
Was it an Ovechkin? A team with Ovechkin?
Yeah, hold on.
It can't be Tom Wilson, can it?
No,
Or Kuznetsov?
it could be. Let me see something. I'll let you know right now. 'Cause I got it loaded up.
No, Vamos. That's what I'm saying. If the Panther, I don't. I agree with you. I don't think they let Bennett walk, but they're not a franchise that's gonna cave to a player asking for a raise and stuff like that. Oh, Moss, we're asking what was the last team in the new millennium to have two players with 50 goals or more on the same either line or on the team in general.
Let's see who it is. What? Oh, this is such a hard damn question.
Yeah, and Vamos, what I'm saying too is if we lose Bennett, they replace him with Kyle Connor. And I like Bennett, but Connor's a way better player.
Let's see. I'm gonna ask some hard questions. Strange questions. Strange.
Sorry, I asked you that hard question, Mace.
No, it's okay. It's a good question.
Yeah, it either has to be it. You might be right. Might be Edmonton with Leon and Connor.
Let's see.
No, Moss. We're talking about from two from the late '90s to the early like from the late '90s to now, not like in the '80s, the '80s and early '90s. Maybe the Red Army teams did Fedorov and one of the other forwards have 50 goals, Mace?
Well, who?
For the Red Army team, the Detroit teams with Fedorov and stuff like that.
I don't think. Uh, Detroit had 50 goal scorers because they were so good everywhere.
Okay.
Let me go back up here.
When I look at Kyle Connor, Mace, mm,
What?
like maybe he to me maybe is the closest thing to Madonna
Why you say that?
in terms of playing, like how he plays the hockey, because he's a big guy, but people underestimate how actually fast. Kyle Connor is like 6'2".
McDonald wasn't a big guy, Tony. I keep telling you that.
Madonna?
He wasn't a big guy at all. Moss would tell you he wasn't. No. I'm gonna be watching Connor skate down the ice to score.
Oh,
Reminds me of
Connor
that.
McDavid. He's talking about Connor McDavid, not Kyle Connor.
He don't know what Moss. Ramos don't even know who Kyle Connor is. He don't follow it like we do. He's just a Panther fan.
Yeah, my mistake. When I didn't mean to say Madonna. My God, Kyle Connor, maybe Luke Robitaille.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah, Luke was a scoring machine.
Does he get over? Do you feel that Luke Robitaille gets overshadowed because of guys like Gretzky?
Yes,
He was a great player, but Gretzky hogged all the spotlight, like Connor McDavid.
yes,
There's gonna be a lot of great players because of Connor that you're gonna completely forget about because the media only talks about Connor.
yes, exactly. Yeah, you hit that round the nose. That's a good one.
To a certain extent, I feel that because of McDavid, uh, Crosby, a little bit. Would you say Ovechkin gets overshadowed?
Yes, he's not going to be overshadowed no more.
and and Sid the Kid is not happy about that.
No, Sid is good. His legacy is set. Matter of fact, it's funny you bring that up. 'Cause I was going to talk about this later tonight. There's a lot of hockey experts because they're going to come up with the Mount Rushmore of the four greatest hockey players ever, and a lot of them want to take Mario Lemieux out and put Sidney Crosby in.
That's nuts. That is nuts. Don't tell me they're gonna replace Ovechkin. Take Gretzky out and put Ovechkin.
They'll never take Gretzky out. They'll never take Bobby Orr out.
Who would Ovechkin replace in that Mount Rushmore? in your opinion?
They're never going to put him in.
Because of the Russia thing?
No, they look at him as a one-trick pony.
See, this is where I disagree. People underestimate. He's a great defense. Ovechkin plays both sides of the ice. You
He's not
just
a good defender
focus so
now,
much on the scoring.
Tony. He's not a good. He's not a good defender now.
Ovechkin?
Yeah, he's not.
He became, or do you think he became a smarter player on how he uses his body? That
Yep,
makes it look like he's a good defender.
Tony, I got the answer to your question.
Who?
Yari Kari and Wayne Gretzky, the last two teammates to score 50 goals together.
Well, that long?
Yep,
Wow. It's been since the 80s since that's happened.
yep, yep.
Who did it? Like who?
I just told you, Kari and Gretzky. Yari Kari and Wayne Gretzky.
And uh, I honestly, there's a kid that remind when I look at Yari Curry, the kid who I see a lot of the kid from Minnesota in him.
Kaprizov.
Yeah, Kaprizov.
A lot of people think Vegas is in trouble in that series. Moss called it to me on Monday night. Moss said, Mace, you underestimated Minnesota. And you got to remember one thing Minnesota's three big stars missed most of the year. They're healthy now. And like I said about Vegas, nobody knows what Vegas team is going to show up. And they proved it me right last night. And Moss said to you, looks like Moss is right again. Manzano called it. 80s Oilers. Yeah, been that long.
Moss, don't talk about yourself in the third person,
No,
please.
fifth person. Moss is in the fifth person.
Huh?
He talks about himself in the fifth person. Oh man. Faber Bium, Kaprizov, Baldy, Austin, Zuccarello, Norwegian Assassin. Sasky Gunner, that's Moss talking about himself again, talks about Moss, so does Moss. Damn.
Do you think do you like Matt Zuccarello?
Yes, he's hurt too much though, but he's healthy now. He's healthy now. Give you guys another 10 minutes and then I'm out of here. I'll be back in about an hour. I'll be back at
I'll
4
I'll
o'clock.
I'll jump off, Mace. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, you coming on tonight? I'm gonna be on at 6:30.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too, man. Thanks for pulling up. All right, folks. I'm out of here. I gotta cook dinner. I gotta make some rice, some gravy to go along with the steak. I'm having what you call those steaks? Having a T-bone tonight. So, yep. I'll be back in exactly 90 minutes. 6:30 Eastern time, 4:30 your time, Moss. Pre-game show La Canadienne against the Capitals game two. And we're going to talk about these two megastars who what they did Monday night was absolutely phenomenal. So I'll be back in 90 minutes. Thank you for coming, everybody. See you then NHL doubleheader tonight. Plus, we'll give you updates on Colorado and Dallas. We'll see you then. Thank you, Morris. Thank you, Melina. Thank you, Jordan. Vamos, Manzano, people in the clouds. Got a couple of cash apps doing this. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Get home safely. Be back in 90 minutes.